Men only want love if it's torture is a very real thing. That's how men fall in love. They can tolerate pain.
I think real growth comes from pain.
If you want to build those things, you need to learn about a specific hormone. Men have more receptors for it in the brain, but women also get this hormone.
I don't want to be single, but I'm not desperate either.
I have no choice but to be single.
You just automatically assume you're a bad girl.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this. All right, guys, right now, I know you guys looking at me like, why did you have those glasses on? Now, I need some Blu-ray light blockers. My vision is 20/20, but right now what's happening from the constant light all day being my eyes, from television, phone, it's getting to me. And there's reasons why it's getting to me. I'll get into that at a later date. But yeah, guys, let's get right into this.
Do you want to build the best relationships with the deepest trust that helps you relax and pushes down your stress levels and the other person's stress level?
So far, this man's talking about bringing down your stress level and bringing down the other person's stress levels. But from the way they're saying it, they're saying Taylor Swift is causing headaches. Doesn't sound like the same, but let me let him finish.
Because otherwise there's a problem here. But yes, if you want to build those things, you need to learn about a specific hormone called vasopressin. Vasopressin is a hormone released in the human body under a number of circumstances, but the one we need to talk about today in relationships is when you solve a challenge with another person. We're going to talk about exactly what that means. We're going to talk about the complications. We're going to talk about why this hormone is especially important for men. And if you want to bond with men, I'm going to show you the secret to doing that too. Now, before we jump right into talking about vasopressin, how to make it happen, and what it means for your relationships, let me remind you that on adamlanesmith.com, you can find all of my resources, especially some that are going to be useful for this video, including works on how to improve your attachment style and become more secure, and my attachment bootcamp course, which has a deep 25-minute guide into how men bond and a different 25-minute guide into how women bond, and also lengthy videos about how to put both of those together. Vasopressin is a hormone released in the human brain, and really in almost every animal has it, is teamwork. It's the teamwork hormone of we solved a challenge together. So it's two guys, 20,000 years ago, taking down a mammoth with their spears and then high-fiving afterwards saying, "Oh, you are a good hunter. Thank you for helping me." This bonds the two of them together so that they say, when I have to hunt next time, I want this guy. I want this guy right here. And it says, then I'd better keep this guy around and maintain good relationships in the meantime.
He just broke it down, and how a woman can bond is by doing the same as a man would do, by helping them solve problems together. The same thing you get with camaraderie sports like football, right? So these women are mixing up the whole science of vasopressin and causing problems for men. Do you see what's happening? This is happening right now in front of your eyes. Wake up. This is the real stuff going on. This is the new thing. Women are making it seem like guys need this, or this is what women need to do to get through the guys. But it's the exact opposite of that.
Meantime, for the next time I need him. Women have this hormone too. Men have more receptors for it in the brain, but women also get this hormone. And if you have a difficult childhood where you have very low oxytocin in your childhood, the research shows that your oxytocin receptors, the hormone responsible for love bonding in the absence of stress, holding hands, laughing, talking, sharing jokes, those receptors may shift to instead take on vasopressin, because vasopressin is actually...
All right, so now we finished there. Now I know what it is. We all know what it is. Let's see what she continues to say.
Okay, I've had videos on this, and when Taylor Swift is talking about, Allie, what's she talking about?
Men only want love if it's torture.
Okay, right. Men only want love if it's torture is a very real thing. Vasopressin is a very real thing, and I feel like I finally have a formula to make women understand this concept once and for all, okay? Because I was on a date last night, and when I was asking about his past or like if he's ever been in love, you know, good vetting questions, he pretty much was telling me, yes, he has been in love and is with his ex who was toxic. And even though he had a couple of relationships after her, he was never in love with them. So I was like, okay, so I guess men really do love through trauma bonding. Because it activates their problem solving skills, it activates their stress, and it activates concern, okay? Protectiveness, their manly nature comes out tenfold. So, as he was telling me a couple of stories, because of course I was very, very curious, what he endured, I'm not about to spill the tea on that, but what he endured, I was looking at him like, so you really do have a high threshold for pain. Okay, good to know. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to him, and this is why it's so important to just shut up and listen to when men talk, because they do tell on themselves. They really do. So when he was out here like, yeah, it just made me feel really stressed because I was studying for my 3rd degree and I was out here worrying about this, that, and the third with her. And it just made me feel this and that. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, crazy, crazy, crazy. And pretty much what I'm getting from not just him, but men in my family, men I've also gone on dates with when I just ask these questions, it's really the same thing. These women are so self-centered. They don't care. They're not looking left. They're not looking right. They are only thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what makes them happy. If they're hormonal, if they're having mood swings, so what? Deal with it. Ice girl, princess energy. That is really it.
So, jeez, guys, this is wild. Like, a lot of y'all need to wake up. If you're not awoken, you need to wake up now. She's saying ice princess. All the women I know are being ice princess, and this is working. How? I believe that guy who done deep research. I believe him, right? I've seen other guys in other videos state the same thing as well. So I believe this guy. I believe what he's saying. That sounds like something positive. It does. But why did you flip it to negative? Like, from a man, from a woman being an ice princess, that's going to open up those receptors in the brain, those feel-good receptors? Wild.
Not out here being people pleasers. They are very in tune with themselves. And you have to be this way when you are with a man. And it's so against our nature as women because we want to be caretakers, we want to be nurturers, we want to be nice, but nice is a learned behavior, okay? And if you are struggling with people-pleasing tendencies, you're going to find this concept of being mean or being crazy really difficult. But what that really means is thinking about you and only you. And, you know, like, oh, that's kind of mean, that's kind of selfish. But that's how men fall in love. That's how men bond.
That's a who's that.
The fact that this guy literally told me the stories, I won't even repeat it because to me, I want to spill his tea out here. But I was really looking at him like, okay, so I have to top that. Pretty much you're telling me I have to top that because you're telling me this is what you could deal with and you were so in love with her, yet no one else could match her, aka you couldn't fall in love with anyone else. It's almost like you have to create more trauma for these men more than their ex and then like gaslight and then like, I know it sounds crazy, but Jesus, I don't know what to say to that, but they can tolerate pain more than you know.
So you already see, right? What she believes in is flawed, but who is she teaching it to? Thousands, among thousands of women are taking this in, writing it down, and posting it into their note bank and saying, this is the way. That's what's happening.
I'm just going to say that. I'll leave it at that. Goodbye.
She'll leave it at that. When we just heard what vasopressin is, she flipped it on its head, made it about her. It's about me. I'm the woman. Hail me, raw. Crazy.
I just simply cannot pull anyone. Nada. Zero. Absolutely no.
Truthful.
I have no relationships. I have no situationships. I have no one that I'm talking to. I just be going outside and coming back the way I left the house. I have nothing in that area. Partly because I'm a really bad texter, and secondly is because I just cannot pull anyone to save my life. So when people look at me and they're like, damn, you're single, no one does this, I just tend to look at myself and I'm like, damn, you're single. I simply have to remind myself, yes. I can't even take the pleasure of saying that I'm single by choice, because I'm not. I have no choice but to be single, because I cannot pull anyone, which is crazy to me. The only person in my life right now is me, myself and I, and my sleep paralysis demon, and the bag that was in the toilet when I was trying to take it. That is it. Other than that, it's just, I just can't pull anyone, and that is the real and honest truth. It's not funny, so don't laugh.
She was dead serious, and she meant every word of it. The way she sighed deep right there, she meant it. And this is happening to more and more and more. And it's written all over her face. She's lonely. And she said, what did she say? I need to figure things out. You do. You got to figure out how to keep a man happy. You have to humble yourself. Be extremely quiet and maybe listen to the man as he's speaking, as he's trying to tell you something. Hear what he has to say. What's so hard about that? The simple things. Guys will eat up the simple things and take it, and you give a guy some real vasopressin, some team solving skills by listening to him and work through some things with him together. Will have a big difference. But these women, most of them, will never do that because they don't care.
I don't want to be single, but I'm not desperate either. So I'd rather be single than pick the wrong person just so I can tell people I have someone.
Over and over and over and over. The same old boat, same old different toilet. Sad but true.
I don't like to be friends or date people who have not been through anything in life. I find that people who have never had a real pain, never gone through real tragedy, lack depth, lack empathy, and just lack overall perspective on what life can really be like. Now, I'm not saying that I want to be with people who constantly go through issues, but I want to be with people who have been through issues, know how to solve them, and are better because of them. I think real growth comes from pain. And if you've just never experienced that, I just don't think it will be able to be leveled.
Yeah, but as far as men really don't want women that have been through pain. We want that the least. We want to stay so far away from you because you got drama. And what do? Even if it's not right away, right? Or this is what's going to happen. It's going to come out. And the guy knows that. It's going to come out maybe in your attitude or your ways. You're slithering through the living room, just slithering through your little sneaky ways. So guys aren't going for it. They don't want the drama. A lot of times they don't want the single moms because that's what? The drama. So for a guy to avoid those headaches, he will usually stay away from single mamas. That's how guys are dealing nowadays. And I'm happy that most women are starting to know. Most women are starting to accept it, by telling themselves, oh, if a guy doesn't want to date me because I have kids, that's fine. And you know what? Guys are happy that women feel like that. Not all, but some. They're happy because they know they can go off to their own, be by themselves, or be with someone else that doesn't have kids.
Once they see you have tattoos on your body, they just automatically assume you're a bad girl, you're a bad child, you're a rebel, like you are, I don't know, you were born by devil itself. And it baffles me because what is the thought process behind it? Like, how did they think this? How did they come up with this? Like, you do realize some of us, our tattoos are like a form of expressions, art, like sometimes it's some things we've gone through and, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. type of thing. Like I remember I used to speak to a guy a while back. He's got this tattoo all over his body and it's a big celebrity within my community. And I remember I was like, what is the meaning of this tattoo on your, on this part of your body? And when he told me the meaning, I almost broke down into tears, because a lot of people did not see all of this, would never know all of this, but then people will see him and tend to judge him by his appearance. And like I said, same goes to me as well. When people see my tats, the first thing they assume is, oh, I'm a bad girl, like people should run away from me, I'm a rebel. And I'm like, you do realize that a lot of people who don't have tattoos and they are so bad as well, like they are even devil is learning from them. But what is I really want to know, leave it in the comment section, what is the thought process behind it? Why do people automatically assume people with tattoos are bad kids, like bad? Anyways, have a lovely day, guys.
I totally understand why they do that. Of course, it's a little flawed, but I understand it. Think about the first people that usually would have tattoos, right? The first people you heard of them getting done at, the first places, was prison. And what kind of tattoos were they? They were usually gang tattoos. They meant certain things. So for the fact that African people view them as bad, I don't really see anything wrong in that. Of course, we know things have developed, but developed how? Right? Because people are just as more confused, if not more confused now than ever. Now, of course, I don't see it as necessarily bad, but when things in society are making a turn for the worse, you turn around and go, things are more covered up now. Is it really worse? Yeah, it is. So I kind of understand those people. Because me, myself, my wife sitting right across from me doesn't have what? A tattoo. You know what else, guys? She doesn't smoke or drink. And then you know what she does? She gives me real Vasopressin. Yes, not that fake make believe they're making up. I really think those women should learn what that means. I do. It's sad. Like a lot of these women don't realize what vasopressin actually is. And they're talking about it and parading it around the town for other women to learn. I wish more women would listen. I wish more of y'all would listen to us guys. Not just to learn something, right? Come, let's reason together. Seriously. Because the simple fact of not knowing what vasopressin is and preaching it to women. You see what a disconnect is now? Think about it. They're preaching it to the masses. And I saw another woman as well preaching it to the masses. And I'm sure there's more. So imagine, add those numbers up. Because all of these women get like 70,000 views, sometimes 100,000 views, if not millions. So imagine the 2-3 women I saw, what, 300,000? So there's 300,000 women out there that believe vasopressin is caused through controversy, not through teamwork. That's the big issue, man. And more guys are starting to realize why it's their best option to find a woman somewhere else. Why is that? Because of this here. And more guys are starting to realize it's definitely more to life than dealing with a woman like that.